I think we should start off this video by talking about the opening.
Oh yeah, the
If that's-
opening was good. I hadn't seen the first one other than just knowing that people shit on it a lot.
Oh, it wasn't very good. It was like this slapdash together thing they made from just footage that they had. I thought this opening was great. I really liked it.
It was actually really good.
I thought this opening was hollow. I'm saying like a lot of the stuff they showed in the opening, I really didn't see the point of.
Okay, Mother's Basement.
Listen. What was the point of the like split screen part? Because it wasn't consistent what that was trying to show.
My symbolism.
I could see symbolism for most of it if it weren't for the fact that Yusuke just completely broke the pattern they had. Like they all seem to be they all seem to be inside of something, except for Yusuke.
First one in the game's opening is obviously still better. This one was nicer than at least what the original one apparently is.
It was better than what I was expecting it to be.
Yeah.
I liked it a lot. I thought it had some good shots in it. Apparently, Flair is an auteur now with a great directive vision.
Listen. I thought that the fucking shot of Goro with the protagonist was the dumbest thing I've seen in my life.
It wasn't that dumb. I've seen dumber things. It's like simple. Yeah, like, oh, Goro, he splits in two. One represents good boy, one represents raging psychopath. Very deep.
The amount of Goro in the OP without showing him as a Phantom Thief is a bit odd to me. And also, I have this crazy Mother's Basement film theory about why they chose MTV for it to base their logo off of. Like, Golden Age MTV was like all about that fucking youthful rebellion, loud rock music that you play.
Yeah.
And that's the message of Persona 5, right? So that's what they were trying to go for with the TV, which is a Persona 4 thing. It would make a lot of sense if it was in Persona 4. Opening aside, how do you want to start talking about this episode?
I thought this episode was really good. This one surprised me.
Really enjoyed it. This is actually the first episode I watched because I already played P5, so I didn't need to like start from the beginning. I don't know how pacing wise it is because I started from here, but I liked it a lot.
This episode's pacing is better than the other three. I'd say this one I felt like I had the least problems with towards the end. Like, I watched it all the way through and just thought the only thing that kind of bothered me was Kamoshida's, shadow, or Asmodeus.
That fucking CG ass thing.
Yeah, I think that fight was a bit very awkward.
It was better than what I was expecting. Like, my vision for this episode when I was at work all day, what I was expecting is episode starts, they're already raiding the palace. It takes about 30 seconds for them to get there. They fight Kamoshida for about 2 or 3 minutes, and then they just kind of dick around. But it actually happened like in the opposite way.
There was a lot of build up to it in the episode.
Talking about the fight itself, since that's what we're talking about here. I feel the characters should have been a bit more proactive during the fight. Mm-hmm. They did a lot of just standing completely still and
to be fair, that is what they do in Persona 5.
Well,
they could have at least taken out their. You know what else they showed off that they didn't need to show off that you do in Persona 5? Get a game over.
Yeah, that happened.
But did the director say, and at this part in Persona 5, I got a game over? So, be sure to incorporate that into your anime adaptation and have a scene where he fuses while reloading.
I think there's 2 different directors for this. One guy who has 100%ed Persona 5 and another guy who doesn't know what Persona is. There's 2 of them, and they take shifts working on the episodes.
That was a very awkward moment, and after taking the crown and using a Persona, Kamoshida just sort of goes down. That was, like, if you think about what the Phantom Thieves actually did during that fight, it's really stupid. But if you just, look at it, and you just, look past the ugly Kamoshida, the ugly 3D Berserk Kamoshida, it's fine.
I actually kind of like the fusion scene. A lot of this episode had shit that was completely out of order. Yeah. Like, they get their code names all in this one lump, like when they're raiding the palace, and that doesn't happen in the game. And then he fuses his persona mid-fight, which doesn't make any sense, but I kind of liked it.
They also got, their guns this episode and met,
Mm-hmm. There's only one gun. Only one of them has a gun. Ren is the only one who's packing heat. I think Morgana had his little slingshot thing.
Yeah, he did.
I'd like to point out how awkward Tay's introduction was.
It was very weird.
No,
I thought it was okay. I didn't mind it.
She just walks up. You look hot. Here's some drugs. Tell me what you think. Then
I think that's kind of in her character to do that. To be like, here, try it out. Like, give people free samples.
But in her fucking, like, I understand if she was in her fucking clinic, but
No,
she's
she
just
just-
in the fucking... Does she just do this regularly?
Yes, I'm sure she does. She just hands out samples, and if she sees them walking around next week, oh, it wasn't strong enough.
I mean, her scene was better than EY's. All you do is see EY's face, and then it just cuts away.
To be fair, you don't get to start EY's confidant until much later.
That is true.
I
Him
guess.
being just those eyes, that's pretty accurate. One thing that I actually did like a lot was the added scene with Shiho.
That was a good scene. I thought it was a little bit too short, though. I would have liked there to spend a little bit longer there, but otherwise, I like that.
We got a powerful shot.
Something I liked a lot about the anime, well, from just watching this episode, I guess from watching the anime, you get the advantage of having a lot more scenes like this that you wouldn't get in the game. Because
Kinda. It happens on occasions infrequently. Like, this episode was one of the better examples of them kind of, like, breaking away from the source material, but don't expect it to stick around.
It makes Joker's codename seem a lot more logical. Now, there's a reason for it. It's like him getting the codename of Joker. That's like a moment for him. I was a bit disappointed we didn't get to see more of that pixie, because that pixie got some hot moments.
I guess it's nice to see the shadows be able to talk. I guess that's something else that didn't happen in the other episodes.
No, that's the first time we've seen them do that. I wouldn't expect them to be doing it very much anymore. Yeah. I think it's just going to be quick moments. We're going to see him talk to them for like a frame, and then join him.
That's kind of depressing.
We're going to get more like dungeon montages, and now occasional shadows conversing with Joka is going to show up during those montages.
Yeah, and that's a shame, because I like the dungeon exploration in this episode a lot. Like, the last episode freaked me out, because I thought, oh my god, like, all we're ever going to see is these quick 40 seconds of them running through it. But I like this a lot.
Yeah.
I thought this was pretty good.
This is a lot better. You got to see the thieves actually working together and outsmarting a shadow.
Yeah, and talking to each other.
Yeah, this episode makes me want to go watch the other episodes.
So far, I think this was the best one.
I agree. Would you still say that this is good anime right now? Or would you just say this is the first time it's passed?
I would say this was pretty good. Like, if I was somebody, like, I obviously don't know this because I'm not psychic, but I feel like if I had never played Persona 5, I would have enjoyed this episode a lot and been pretty invested in what was going on.
This was pretty good anime. Good usage of my 20 minutes.
Now, we got a hot post-credit scene.
Oh, that shit. That confused me, because it said episode 5, and we only have 4 party members, but then, like, everybody was there, including Goro.
They just did this to fill their Goro quota. And
yeah, I thought this was the least offensive Goro so far, because at least the other thieves are there, and it's kind of an interesting, like, foreshadowing to what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
But they also called it a preview.
Because they showed the Sayori.
Sayori.
Part of me really wants it to be episode 5 is actually starting there from that scene.
It's just 20 more episodes from, like, the start of Goro joining up until the end.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even put it past them.
That would be absolutely fucking hilarious.
Their dicks are so hard and ready to go to start animating Goro where he belongs in the show.
Hey, that's what the fangirls want.
I think next episode we aren't going to... It's really weird because they show that Yusuke is next by showing this Sayuri. But then there's a lot they need to show. They need to show them forming the fucking Phantom Thieves group at the all-you-can-eat buffet. They need to show Shido talking. There's a lot they need to show between, like, end of Kamoshida and start of Madarame.
I think they can fit it in one episode. Like, everything they need to set up, I think they can fit in 20 minutes. Like, part of the problem with this first arc is that there's so much... yeah, I feel like you can. Like... So much happens in these first 4 episodes. Like, the first 3 are really fast. Like, I thought the second one was okay, that third one went by too quick, and so did the first one. But I think from here going on, we don't have to introduce a main character and have them awaken every episode. So they've got time to fill. I think they can get it done.
I mean, the buffet will probably take like 2 minutes.
Yeah, that's going to be like a 4-minute scene. You can get that done. Then Mishima, that's only going to take a couple minutes, and then they've got a lot of time to spend on Yusuke.
I need to see it before I believe it.
Yeah.
My hopes have been like a bit raised by this because the dungeon exploration was better. We saw scenes going in places where they would make a bit more sense instead of just rushing it.
It was just a good episode.
Yeah, I liked it. I thought it was animated pretty well, except for the Kamoshida thing, but otherwise the animation was fine.
The animation was pretty good, especially, during the fusion scene.
Yeah, there's the occasional funky, frames, like when they're fighting Kamoshida, there's a lot of that awkward kind of standing around.
When Ryuji jumps to grab the fucking cup, yeah, that was kind of ugly. Whatever.
Yeah, I thought it was kind of funny though, but like the pacing was pretty good. They got enough done in the time that they were given. I liked all the little character moments with like the different confidants and stuff. I thought this was a good episode. This has restored some of my faith in the show. Like if they stick to this kind of quality, then we're good from here on out. But I doubt they will.
There's a lot of charm in the character interactions in this episode that I liked.
Yeah. If they do more of this and less of what we saw beforehand, then I may see myself keeping up with this. I was expecting us to start this, like, before watching the episode, I was expecting us to start this video as corpse men.
Yeah, that was my fear, is that this episode was going to be the make or break for when this becomes like a weird science experiment I watch more out of curiosity than enjoyment necessarily. I enjoyed this.
Yeah.
Like, this was a good episode.
This shows that maybe it won't be a fuck up.
Oh, we've never introduced you. Taco, how are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good.
You have a channel, anything like that you would like to plug?
I got a channel where I review hentai, meaning it has nothing to do with SMT. I'm just here because I played Persona 5. This was a good game. Also,
yeah,
I made a video with Fither, so now you have an excuse to go actually check it out.
That's right. Go watch it. It's the Futabu review on Taco Talks' channel. Link in the description.
Yeah, it's Futabu, not Futaba. Very big difference.
Not Futaba. Totally different subject matter.